With the continuing rise in cases in 22 states, including right here in the Carolinas. In 2 hours, Governor Roy Cooper will update the state on the rising cases. Take a look here. You can see on this map, 22 states across the U.S. are seeing an increase. And when you break it down even further, some regions of the Carolinas are seeing more cases than others, like Mecklenburg County. Another mobile testing site is open right now, and this time at a church off of Tom Hunter Road in the Hidden Valley area. You don't need an appointment, and there's a need for more testing, especially right here in Mecklenburg County. And this is what it looked like, the traffic looked like last week. People were waiting to be tested at the Hindu Center in Southeast Charlotte. Now, these long lines are in response to state health officials urging people who have been protesting to get tested. Mecklenburg County Health Director Gibby Harris said the county is meeting their testing goal of 5% of the population. That's about 2,000 people a day. And just in the last 15 minutes, North Carolina updated its cases. Take a close look here. And after days of significant increases, the numbers are a little bit better. There were 983 more positive tests in the last 24 hours, down after 5 straight days, with more than 1,000 new cases. 797 people are now hospitalized, one less than the day before. Cabarrus County says in 1 week it saw a triple-digit increase in cases. The Cabarrus Health Alliance says 184 new cases were identified between June 5th and June 15th. And we are waiting on South Carolina to update its case numbers. But yesterday, take a look here, the state reported 799 new cases, another single-day high. More than 13% of tests came back positive. And hospitalization stayed about the same, with 521 people being treated. Now, the Carolinas are among 22 states reporting alarming increases in the number of new cases. Florida has seen a steady climb for nearly 2 weeks. The last 2 days topping 2,000 new cases each day. The governor says the rise is from increased testing at nursing homes, agricultural communities, and prisons. And in Houston, 300 new cases reported daily since restaurants reopened to 75% capacity last week. And right now, gyms are not allowed to reopen under North Carolina's plan, but North Carolina's Attorney General says there is an exception to that rule. And Channel 9 has learned he highlighted that exception in a letter to gyms. Let's turn now to Tina Terry. She's got a copy of that letter and learned some gyms are now taking advantage of this guidance. She joins us live now. Tina.
Hey there, Damani. Yeah, some gyms like the one we're standing in front of right now are taking advantage of that guidance and reopening based on it. In the letter from the Attorney General dated June 5th, the AG provided clarification on the current executive order, saying the governor interprets the order to allow the use of indoor gyms and fitness facilities when prescribed or directed by a medical professional. Of course, a lot of people could potentially fit into that category, and based on this clarification, some gyms have decided to reopen. This one here, of course, on that list, opening up for just a few people per class. I'm told about 10 people per class for now. However, some gyms have decided to hold off. They're asking for more clarification, more guidance from the governor. We're pushing to find out if that will happen, and we'll bring you the very latest starting tonight at 5 o'clock. Back to you, Damani.
All right, we look forward for that report. Thank you so much, Tina Terry, reporting live for us tonight.